Hello everybody. How are you? Good? Yes, today I will talk about this one, the miracle method to overcome cancer. And then in Japanese Day, I visited some temples there, not only the Shibu, the branch office, but also the main temples. And I learned a lot. The work of subconscious. That is very important. Almost all people didn't realize that how it works, but it's very important because subconscious really decide your future. So this means the miracle method to overcome cancer means just not only the cancer. It means the miracle method to overcome negative thoughts. Yes, if you have some kind of negative thoughts, that will manifest as something like cancer. Cancer is one of phenomenon, just one of them. But if you have some kind of negative thoughts, even if you don't realize, that will manifest as something wrong. That's why that is very important. Then before then, I'd like to talk about the koan, because it says special koan seminar. Maybe some of you are familiar with the meaning of koan, but some of you don't know about that. I already handed out this one. No? Sorry, this is a song. Sorry. Yeah, this is a working of the subconscious because I want to sing a song. So then, this says how to practice koan meditation successfully. If you read it through, you can understand what is the koan. Okay, and then today this is a way to contact with your guardian guiding spirits. Usually we recommend you to use the meditation, but it's difficult for ordinary people to meditate on deeply. That's why sometimes in Buddhist term, the Buddhists use the koan. Koan is a sentence which given by master. Okay, I will show you this one. So, Master's message which helps us understand the truth deeply. That is a koan. For example, just one sentence usually. Like, as he said, for example, love that gives without expecting anything in return. That is a just sentence. But if you contemplate on that very deeply, you can realize just one sentence, even just one sentence, have deep and meaningful the expression in that sentence. If you contemplate on that sentence, even if it's just one sentence, you can get inspiration. You will be inspired by that sentence. So, through contemplation, you can get wisdom. Yes, koan is a way to get wisdom from heavenly world. Because the sentence of koan is given by Master Ryuho Okawa in Happy Science. So koan itself, the sentence itself, have miraculous power or mystical power. So please contemplate on it. Then, how to practice it? How to contemplate on the koan? First, I suggest you ask yourself why, and answer it for yourself. For example, if you get the one sentence that says, love that gives without expecting anything in return, you need to think that why I need to give loves others without expecting anything in return. Or contemplate on the one word, what is love? What is real love? Ask yourself, why I need love, and why I need love, give loves to others without expecting anything in return. So you will be inspired. That is the first step. Then as a second step, write down what you thought in your mind, something that popped up. Sometimes it comes from heaven. If you write down what you thought and then popped up, that what you popped up in your mind, that comes from heavenly world. Then you can start conversation with heavenly world through writing down. That's why that is a second step. So through koan training, you can meditate on easily because you focus on the one sentence. You cannot think of other things during this koan practice. That's why you can avoid the evil influence during you contemplating this koan. That is a good training. That to contact with the heavenly world very safely, comfortably. So then let's start today's one, the miracle method to overcome cancer. What do you think? What is a miracle? That is the first question. Usually we, humankind, sometimes want miracle. Without effort, we want to get something like that. But that is not a miracle. I will show you. First of all, I will show you real meaning of miracle. We humankind usually governed by rule of three-dimensional world, right? So, but as a conclusion, if you can accept God's love or Buddha's love, since He loves you very much, you can be governed by rule of God. That is stronger, much stronger than the rule of this world. That's why, if you accept God's wish, you can, no you, God, the rule of God can bend the rule of this world. That is the miracle from the viewpoint of others. Because the rule of God, the laws of God can bend time, space, everything in this world. This world is made by God, right? That's why He can change it very easily. That's why, here we go. The faith is very important. That usually, especially modern people, think that faith is believing something strange or something unbelievable. Yeah, that is one perspective, I think. But it's not. The meaning of faith is accept the truth. God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you call. He always loves you very much. But sometimes, since some people have guilty in his or her mind, he has like cardboard on his head. Then try to avoid his light, God's light, or God's love. But if you remove this small paper from your head, you can get light from God or Buddha. That means faith. Okay? very easy, but very hard to practice it. So, I predict you, if you can accept His love 100%, everybody, without exception, can experience miraculous phenomenon. So, please expect that. Today, we will try 2 koans, but in fact, we have 5 koans in this contents, like to overcome the cancer. The Master Okawa gives us the 5 koans, but we practice the 2 of them today. Then remaining 3, next week we will practice. That means today we can get 2 clues to overcome cancers, and next week we will get 3 clues. Then totally we will get the 5 clues to overcome cancer. I mean the same as the get clue overcome negative thought. Alright? So then how can we do that? I will show you some of testimony.
よもや本当に歩けるようになると思わなかったからね。
手術したんかしてないんかと確認されてるんですよ。この患者はね、なんか蘇生率がすごいんです。自分で治してるみたいな。
周りではみんな奇跡だねって、ひどい病気を見た人はみんな奇跡だねって言われるんですよ。
経験してたその時だと思うんですわ。感謝。
7センチもなる肺がんの末期で余命3ヶ月と言われました。家族は先生を取るんですね。でも私は死を取るの。
すでにもう奇跡の時代にもう入っている状態ですかね。とんでもない時代だなとやっぱ思いますよね。
Okay, thank you very much. You want to know how to overcome their illness. Okay, I will show you. But Master Okawa give us the 5 clues to overcome the sufferings or overcome the illness. Okay, even if you have a serious, heavy, sick illness, you can overcome it. I predict you. If you follow his teaching. Okay, so please decide. Just accept his love. That is the first condition you need to think of. So, I said, as I told you, the key to make miracles happen is faith. Master Okawa told us the triggers that cause these miracles can be summed up in one word. That is faith. As I told you, faith does not mean that believe in something strange or believe in the only one person so that you can go back to heaven or something like that. Faith means believe in God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you call. He always loves you very much. Just accept his love. At that time, you can be one with him. So, you can become a proof of God's salvation. That's very easy to say. But you need to change. To do so, you need to change your subconscious, because almost all people, I dare say, maybe 99% people, even the believer of happy science, followers of happy science, just follow the rule of this world. 1 + 1 is 2, like that. Okay? That is a way to work well in this world. But how can the rule of God work for you at that time? Just think of, if you have $10, you can get $8 lunch, right? You can get the coffee and sandwiches. That's it, right? It's right. You are right. You can do it. But at that time, how can the rule of God or rule of universe work for you? That is the next question. To do so, okay, you need to change your way of thinking. God created this world, not only this world, another world. At that time, He decided everything should be beautiful and perfect. That is theme, right? If you can accept this God's wish, everything can be changed. That is a way of thinking of greater persons, like saints or giants. They don't think conditions, my income, my age, my gender, my nation, my background. Just accept what God wishes. Even if you have an illness, for example, it's the doctor will tell you, like, it's hard to overcome that. You need keep it with your whole life. But you don't need to believe in that, because God wishes you are very perfect and beautiful. Okay? This illness should be gone. If you accept that, that will manifest. That's why almost all people, all saints and giants, suggest to you to accept, to realize your wishes in your mind. So that is a proof of God's salvation. Then, but still we are governed by the rules of three-dimensional world, right? We tend to think like, if I have $10, I can get $8 lunch, like that. That's a very logical. But so as long as you can think that, you cannot overcome anything. You cannot change. That's why Master Okawa told us in his newest book, it's called The Laws of Future. He said, if you can accept your mission, you can become strong. Not only that, you can change your circumstances, and you can change others' mind also. That is a miracle from the viewpoint of others. Because you might think, I cannot change others' mind at all. I cannot change others' circumstances. But if you change the So the word from I to the Lord. I will do that. I will be able to do that. To the Lord wish me to do that. That will happen to you. Okay? Then what we need to believe is making God's desire of bring happiness to people as your own. Maybe you wishes your happiness. That's okay. But God wishes everybody's happiness. If you change your way of thinking like that, that will start. That means the miracle. And if you believe in that, to spiritually grow, to close to God's love, that means expand your loving ability. Same as God. God wishes everybody is happy. Happiness, that is love. His love itself, without condition. Then, if you have the same viewpoint as Him, you will be governed by God's love and God's rule of God. That is called law of same wavelength attraction. Like this. If you have bad mind, you will be surrounded by bad people. But if you have good mind, you will be surrounded by good people. Also, if you have loving mind, you can be surrounded by loving people. So you can be helped as a conclusion. But if you ask help first, you will be surrounded by the people who asked help. That is the same as the rule. Okay? So we need change our way of thinking. We need change our subconscious first. So Master Okawa gives us the koan. This is the first one. Please, let's see. Please write down on your note this koan. Koan 1. Believe that your mind has the power to create new things. Yes, that means you are a small creator. You can create anything you want. Actually, you have been creating anything every day, every time. So, what you have wished have manifested as your body and as your circumstances. Even if you deny that, it's true. You don't want to think my circumstances created a build up the others or government or something like that. But in reality, the circumstances surrounding you is the manifestation of your wish. So, be careful about that. Believe that your mind has the power to create new things. You create everything every day. That is the first point to overcome the cancer and overcome negative thoughts. Because the humankind can create even the cancer in his or her own body. So before starting the contemplation, I will tell you the creativity of the mind. What is the difference between the humankind and the robot? What do you think? The robot also can grab something and then sometimes can talk. The difference is between the robot and the humankind is that, as you see it, that is mind. The humankind has mind that will create everything, okay? But robot has not. That is a very important point. Materialists said the robot is the same as the humankind. It doesn't, because the humankind has the mind. God created everything. The humankind, universe, animals, everything. Also, humankind can create anything like this. Okay? So, we humankind has a creation power, creative power, the same as God. That is a very important point. That has given by God. So, if you have a design like this, that will manifest as a house. Okay? So, if you have something to wish in your mind, that will manifest in this world. That is a remark or proof we are children of God. Then, also we can build up the house, but also we can destroy it by the creativity power. So, if your mind filled with bad thought, that will become illness. Like this. If you have a bad mind, that effect to your bodily senses as warning. Yes, illness is a kind of warning. You have bad mind. We have two kinds of conscious. One is surface conscious and another is subconscious. Subconscious, you cannot see, you cannot feel the usual, but that will affect to your surface conscious. What do you mean? I will tell you, I will explain that. If you are the businessman, so he thinks of that I want to become a greater and then big business, but in his subconscious, I want to run away. Like this. So your subconscious will manifest. Even if you think of I want to become great in your surface conscious, but if you don't have that kind of idea in your subconscious, if you think of I want to run away from this big business, you will destroy the relationship between you and the boss or something like that. Then you can run away, and then your wish will become reality. So that everybody has a mind. Illness also your own creation. For example, if that kind of business person wishes run away from his own business, then he will create his illness. So he will get excuse. Why I have to give up this business? Because I got this illness. That's why he created his own illness with his subconscious. Maybe he doesn't realize that. But reality, your subconscious, what you wish in your subconscious manifest as illness. Like this. This is one of the patterns, the typical pattern, but you can see it everywhere. So you can make your illness disappear also. Because that's a creation of you. You are the creator. If you can create the illness, also you can disappear. You can eliminate that illness from your body. Your mind has the creative power. That is the meaning of the first koan. Is that okay for you? So then I will show you one of Master's lecture about the first koan. Please.
Everything will become as it is depicted in your mind. Ultimately, humans are spiritual beings, and the things they think in their mind materialize. So you need to train to depict in your mind your vision of the future, a picture of how you want to become. If you practice this, such things will actually become possible. Try to train yourself to strongly depict in your mind the way you want to be in the future. When faith is added, there should be no limits as it approaches fulfillment. This will surely happen.
Because we are the very spiritual being. That's why we can create. Please remember only one thing, okay? You have the creative power. If you have a negative thought, that will manifest. But if you have a very positive mind, that will also manifest on your body or your circumstances. So now let's contemplate on the first koan. Do you remember that? Believe that your mind has the power to create new things. So please decide what kind of the mindset you should have in this contemplation. Okay? If you choose very negative one, grudge, anger, hatred, or something like that, that will manifest like illness or bad circumstances. Okay? But you need to look at your mind, your subconscious very carefully. Sometimes you have hidden idea. Even you yourself cannot realize. But if you contemplate on and gaze at your mind with very calm circumstances like this temple, you can find your hidden part. Then you can realize this is a point I didn't see, I have never seen. Because sometimes we try to avoid to see the real mind, real idea. That is sometimes ugly. But you need to see it and remove it and replace to great one. Okay. So let's start the contemplate on the
Please open your
one.
eyes gently.
How is it? You may have something great inspiration, right? So please remember that. The circumstances or what you are seeing now is reflection of your mind. That's what the Joseph Murphy said. Dr. Joseph Murphy, you know, that is American psychologist and philosopher. He said that everything you see now is reflection of your mind. The same as Master said. So you can be a small creator, create everything. Then if you want to know the the mindset you may have now, you can check the world you see. If you feel very comfortable and happy, so you have very happy mind. But if you feel something uncomfortable, unhappy, you need to check your mind, something wrong. Then sometimes it will manifest as disease. Your mind has been creating illness. So then I will show you the second koan Master Okawa gives us. That is the first koan. The first clue. Overcome any illness. So please write down this one. Contemplate on faith. Being loved by God and the power of your Dharma friends' prayers, which are conditions for illness to be cured on its own. 3 conditions he gave us. Faith, being loved by God, and the power of your Dharma friend's prayer. Very important point is to be cured on its own. You don't need to struggle with, right? Because it says to be cured on its own. Finish it? Okay, I will show you the explanation of this koan. So as I told you, we have almost two kinds of the conscious. One is the surface conscious. The another is subconscious. But sometimes the subconscious can affect to the surface conscious. Then everybody seems like individual. But actually, they are connected. We are connected to each other like this through subconsciousness. Our subconscious belong to the multi-dimensional world, like a bamboo shoot. Bamboo shoot connect to the same root, right? Seems like individual, but bamboo shoot connected to the same root, the same as humankind. We are connected to the same root called God through the subconscious. That is a reality we need to know. Then everybody can get energy from God, not only food. Okay, and then so God give us everything to anyone. That is a reality. So discovering God's love means faith. If you can discover the God's love and accept that, you can say, I have faith. Even if you are Christian, Muslim people, Buddhist, you can say that. As I told you, faith will give you miracle because you accept God's love. You can be connected to the Lord. Like this. But sometimes we have some wrong thought in my mind, in one's own mind. Then this person will get sick. So since we are connected to each other, even if one of them can be get the illness, but if Dharma friends can send the energy through God, through the prayer, that one can be cured. That is the system. So that's why the Koan said 3 conditions: God, and being loved by God, and Dharma friends, prayer. If you can be filled with 3 conditions, even the very difficult disease can be cured. Not only cancer, even the leukemia. I saw the man who was cured the illness. I saw that man that called leukemia. That is a difficult disease, right? Then I will show you Master's lecture regarding this.
I don't know your missions, since you each have your own workbook of life. However, even if you fall ill and are told that it is incurable, if you have a mission along the lines of demonstrating this miracle, then there is a possibility that you will be cured. Even if the doctor tells you that it is 100% incurable, there is a possibility that you will be restored to life. What is needed is faith, strong faith. Of course, there can be no doubt that its power will be doubled if you receive assistive energy, the strong energy of prayer from other Dharma friends who practice the truth along with you. The illnesses will just heal themselves if other people also think, I want him to be cured. He is most definitely a necessary and important person, and the person himself has a strong faith, and if his miraculous cure meets the condition necessary for actual proof of the truth, we will see cases which will make doctors wonder, did I make some kind of mistake? In Japan today, only doctors are allowed to cure illnesses, so perhaps we shouldn't use the word cure. The illnesses will just heal themselves. They just heal on their own.
Illnesses will cure by its own. Okay, so please believe in that. But 3 conditions you need to feel. Okay, then, but you may think you need an example. Yes, we have. If you turn the page, the last document, you can see the example, how to cure, how to overcome the cancer, the person who overcame the cancer. Okay, I will read for you that. So, episode of overcoming a cancer. In 1994, she's a Japanese. Mrs. Nishida became a devotee of the 3 treasures. But her husband was against the happy science, so she hardly participated in the activities. 3 years ago, her mother passed away. It followed that her husband died of cancer. Mrs. Nishida decided to deepen her faith and offer prayers for them at her local branch. Meanwhile, her stomach ached. Thinking it strange, she went to the hospital. The doctor diagnosed her as a gastric ulcer. She took medicines for months, but it seems not to recover. So she re-examined and found out that she had a terminal stomach cancer, which has already spread to the pancreas. She had to take a surgery right away, but her tumor was so big to do an operation that it had to be made small by taking anti-cancer drug. When her cancer was found out, her brother, who was a very enthusiastic member of Happy Science, wrote to her and advised her to practice the following 3 points. That is very important point, okay? Please read it through very carefully. Even though your life ends today, always smile. That is the first advice. Then second, every day, even for a minute, visualize that a golden ball on your stomach melts into each stomach cell and your stomach recovers. That is the second point. Meditation every day. And the third point, recite the Dharma of the right mind every day. As I told you already, the Dharma of the right mind, its own has miraculous power. That's why he recommended that. Then, when she found out that she had a cancer, she was depressed. But when she received her brother's letter, she cheered up and followed the 3 advices that he gave her. From then on, every day, she smiled, meditated, and recited the sutra, and gradually her fear disappeared. Yes, this is a great point, right? Fear is the cause. She realized that. Then she felt protected by a great amount of light. At the same time, her younger sister called her. As soon as she talked about her cancer, her sister participated in Happy Science ritual prayer. Strong prayer for recovery from illness for her. Also, her Dharma friends conducted El Cantar healing for her at the local branch, which is a religious ritual of Happy Science. On the day of her surgery, she had to be prepared for her death, since there was no guarantee that she could survive this operation. However, they found out that her pancreas cancer had already disappeared. So, the operation ended up being a simple and easy one. It was a miracle, wasn't it? Right? So, this will happen to everyone if you fill out the 3 conditions, that is faith and being loved by God, and prayer from Dharma friends. Please believe in. Then, as she said in this letter, important point is, even though your life ends today, always smile, because she realized the cause of this illness comes from fear that we cannot see from others. But smile means happy mind. Your behavior, okay, will change your mind. That's what Master said. Okay. If you behave as happy person, you can be happy. Your mind will follow your behavior. So that's why smile is very important. And Master said, in the heavenly world, everybody smiles, but in the hell, no one smiles at all. That is a golden rule. Smile is very important. And second point, every day, even for a minute, Visualize that the golden ball on your stomach melts into each stomach cell and your stomach recovers. That is meditation. Okay. In the meditation, you can contact with your subconscious. Subconscious obey your command. He or she is a very faithful servant. That's why if you say, I feel fear every day, like fear, then your subconscious can obey your command, and he or she will bring you very fearful place, like that. So what kind of command you will give your subconscious is very important. Then third point, recite the Dharma of the right mind every day. That means you declare every day, I will accept God's love, like that. That's why you can be loved by God. Of course, God, Buddha, Allah, whatever you call, we call it El Cantare. El Cantare loves you very much, regardless of your gender, nation, even the religious identity. If you are Christian, if you are Muslim, he loves you very much. Only humankind, only the person can deny that. So don't deny that. Just read the Dharma of the right mind every day, so that you can accept his love correctly. So, as she told us, happy science ritual prayers are very important and effective to remove your negative thoughts. If you struggle with the negative thoughts every day, it's hard to remove that. If you think that, please try the ritual prayer. That's called Kigan. You can remove your negative thoughts very easily. And Dharma Friends Prayer, El Cantar Healing. That's also given by Master Ryuho Okawa in the case of emergency. Now we will start a contemplation. Before then, I will show you another example how prayer works for us. And that is a document, the last one. If you turn the page, the last page, that has one of articles. Okay, so that is article from the Liberty. So it says, in 1999, cardiac researcher William Harris, the professor doctor at the St. Luke's Hospital in Kansas City, Missouri, USA, conducted a secret experiment to patients with serious cardiac conditions. Harris randomly assigned 990 patients who were admitted heart patients at St. Luke's into two groups. One received daily prayers, each person receiving prayers from 5 people for recovery from illness. The people who prayed were all Christian volunteers, having no acquaintance with the patients. They were not told that this was an experiment, just instructed to pray for their recovery, praying with pure good intention. The information provided to the volunteer was only their first names. They prayed every day for 4 weeks and never visited the hospital. In addition to the patients, no one other than the research members knew the experiment. It was kept secret. Now the result. According to the Harris, using 35 medical measurements such as whether they remained on respirators or needed pacemakers, how fast they recovered or died, the groups that received prayers got 11% better than those who didn't. So that will show you the how prayer works. Okay, actually, even if you believe in the other religions, that will work. Okay, so Now let's contemplate on the koan 2. That is the last part of today's meditation. Contemplation. How was it? Good. So, as a conclusion, selfless love. That means if you have the same viewpoint of God, who loves everybody, without exception, you can get rid of your negative thoughts. Reason why you have suffering, setbacks, or illness sometimes, or negative thoughts. You think of yourself too much. That's why Master Okawa told us, minimize the time you think of yourself. Instead of that, maximize that time think of others' happiness. That is the golden rule to overcome negative thoughts. So, but you may think that if you got sick, you cannot think others' happiness at all. But how about Florence Nightingale? You know that? The goddess of the nurse, who worked very well and did great job, right? The Florence Nightingale, who got sick when she was 30, and then since then, 40 years, she had been in the bed because of sick, but she worked hard every day with smile. Even she fell in the bed, she worked for the others, give letters and send letters and talked with the who had suffering setbacks. She encouraged many people in the bed, even if she had strong disease. That is because she was an envoy of God. I think so. So selfless love, you can do it in any situation. Then you can get rid of your negative thoughts, and as a conclusion, you can get out from the bad situation called illness. That's, I believe. This concludes today's one. Then next one, the third point, fourth point, and the fifth point. I will do that next week, 2 weeks in a row. Thank you very much.